Navy was dry. Them good old boys drinking whiskey and rye, singing this will be the day that I die. This will be the day that I die. Alright, list Lonely is a Man Without Love. Things that I like. Moon Knight. Moon Knight, things that I like. CGI suit. CGI suit. Things that I like. ASMR. Glass. Uh, Stephen Grant. Who else? Layla. Layla. Who else? Mark Spector. Mark Spector. Stephen Grant. Mark Spector. Stephen Grant of the gift shop. That is crazy, by the way. Didn't get to see much of like how Mark Spector came into. There was like when I was watching this, right? When I was watching this, I thought we would be able to like get introduced like the gaps where everything that happens when it comes to the gaps and when it comes to like Moon Knight, like the gaps that they're going through our each persona is that one persona will be able to fill the gaps later on. But it didn't. Like somehow when it comes to Stephen Grant going through the entire freaking mountain range, going through the mountain road down the like being chased by a lot of goons. We got to be able to like see like yeah, probably oh my god, let me shut up Don McLean. The thing about it is it's just crazy insane. Man, this crazy insane about it. Like I thought I would be like be able to like fill the gaps when I was watching it. I didn't know. It was my second watch watching it, and I was like, oh, maybe later when it comes to the time they'll be able to like fill us in. But no, they like the gaps are just gaps. Even for the viewers, it's just a freaking gaps too. Yeah, the gaps in freaking memory, like the internal freaking things like that. You know, like watching this freaking movie, I watching this freaking series makes me feel like, am I really that crazy, or like, am I crazy like enough? Am I that crazy enough, or like something else? I don't think that I'm that crazy, but somehow I'm diagnosed with being crazy. So I'm just like, what? What would be like? It doesn't seem to be relatable for me because it seems like so it doesn't seem relatable when it comes to like the mental health freaking thing. But there are like certain things about it that I really like when it comes to Stephen Grant and Mark Spector. Yeah, I really like their dynamic whatever it is that they're going through when it comes to each other. So Layla being a chat of a freaking woman. How Layla. Uh, Anything else that we like? Things that I like about Moon Knight. Costume, CGI suit. The suit is nice. Anything else? Egypt. Egypt stuff that I don't know about. It's not like I know a lot about Egypt. Egypt. Alright. Egg pit. Egg pit. Egg pit. I can't even type properly. Egg pit. Egg pit. Uh there's like what other things that I liked about this place. Let's see. Uh yeah, let's just add other the things I didn't like. Whoa, this is hard. Having an actual a hard time finding things I don't like. I guess CGI suit. CGI suit. Uh, There's this part where they rob this freaking collector guy for just being a collector. Well, actually, he's like it's in the black market, so he's like he's very very rich for some unknown reason, but we don't know how why he is rich. Who is the last guy actually after Stephen Grant? There's a third guy. The third guy is wait. Let me just recall Moon Knight. Let me recall Moon Knight. Moon Knight. Will you serve justice? Will you be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned? Say Jake Lockley. And that's really good. Jake Lockley. Jake Lockley. Ow. I had like a massive freaking headache just by that. Jake Lockley. Okay. Kind of like look for it for a bit just for the like look it up. But that's just about it. The thing about it is like Harrow, Harrow, a good villain that is actually the for me because of the small Harrow. At first, I thought it was like an arrow, like an arrow freaking thing. But now later on, they call him Harrow. That was a weird ass freaking transition when it comes to the name of how they like call him. But that's it. I think it was Harrow, right? That is his name. What is Khonshu and what is the name of the crocodile? Wait, okay, let me just look it up. Moon Knight. Uh, Moon Knight full cast and crew. Amet. Amet. Ooh. Amet, the way they created this entire freaking thing. Okay, let me just get rid of Don McLean here. I'm lagging already. Amet. Okay. First, a recap by me. Like, there's this thing we start off with freaking Stephen Grant having like lots of freaking things that are coming on when it comes to his sleep. Like, someone when it comes to sleeping, he has this condition that he has to be able to like take care of himself or like put himself into situations to be able to like really understand if he's going somewhere when it comes to sleep and like waking up. But yeah, yeah, we start off with the bed. We started with him waking up in bed, and then we ended the movie. We ended the entire series of him waking up in bed too, which is like the parallels of good like full circles that I really like. That was like they went full circle into a way that like somehow be able to understand parts of him or like other personas that he's developed for himself. It's just like really good to be able to like understand or like freaking enjoy in this situation because we have Mark Spector and Stephen Grant and like we yeah, like we kind of like somehow like at the beginning we kind of like were thinking at the start of it we were like led to be able to understand that probably it is like Stephen Grant that is the original persona to whatever it is that's going on because he seems like to be the normal guy, right? Nothing really very balanced. He seems like a very normal freaking guy, right? But he's going through a lot of freaking stuff. It's just like nice to be able to know. If you watch this, I watched this back then when it comes to. I watched this week per week because they like released this one like it wasn't like a drop like an entire freaking series wasn't dropped like entirely. It was like a week per week episode per episode thing that's going on, and I really liked it. I really like the way they were able to like do that week per week when it comes to this one. And yeah, the entire integration in the way they were developed, as you develop like the entire trying to understand what's going on with Mark Spector, or is it like Stephen Grant, or what's going on with really with Mark Spector throughout his freaking life, like how he was able to be able to do these freaking things, like somehow Khonshu was able to like say, it is interesting, like it is Mark Spector that it is interesting to whatever it is that is needed for him. This is like a very good as indication that those who are like in great freaking power when it comes to the Marvel freaking universe. It takes like a freaking darker tone when it comes to Marvel, which I like. I like darker freaking stuff to be able to like really explore. Like when it comes to freaking darker freaking stuff, it really explores a lot more when it comes to like the psyche or the psychological freaking aspects of our heroes and our villains, right? It tends to be darker because it isn't clearly good. Like whatever it is that they're doing isn't clearly the best, or it is clearly what is right or like what is good, right? Well, it is still there. Their line is still there for being what is good from what is not. But like, we get to be able to understand and get to explore other more themes when it comes to defining what is good and what is not, right? Right? What is good and what is not, and especially taking over the mind of like a person, like which ones it seems like each freaking person or each freaking persona serves as a rightful soul in itself, but overall there is still one person, right? Overall there is still one person, but their hearts are freaking differ. Like the way it was explored here, like the way it was shown here, the way it was explored, I really freaking liked it. I really like how they were able to like do this, like especially episode 5 when they were like weighing the scales of each one. That's why they can't like somehow Haro is like having trouble weighing the scales for him, is because his heart like differs, and they have to like be able to like match each other, be able to like actually become one, or try to be welcome when it comes to each other when it comes to this journey that they're going on, or to whatever it is that they need to go through. Like in the beginning it wasn't like a big ass freaking problem, but it was like uh it was it wasn't like a big ass problem for Mark probably in the beginning, until they were really needed, until it was really needed for them to be able to like go back into the land of the freaking living. It takes them for them it Yeah, they had to freaking die for them to be able to like get along with each other, to be able to like do this and get along with each other, and never to reveal a lot of freaking things when it comes to each other, whatever it is that they're doing, it was happening towards them, which is like kind of nice. I like that it was able to like do that when it comes to Mark Spector and Stephen Grant. And at the beginning, it was like very nice to be able like how they were able to like do this thing, and to have like this distance between the two of them, and yet connect them later on, and be able to like truly understand each other, whatever it is that is going on towards them. Like from a mercenary having a conscience, that is like somehow like crazy insane, right? Like a mercenary having a conscience, like even before his job, to whatever it is that they have to do when it comes to the entire freaking thing, to the how he met Layla's freaking father in the dig site when it comes to like they didn't like show, but that's the good thing about it, they didn't. The good thing about it, and it's like how freaking masterful they were able to like create this freaking thing, was they were able to like create this freaking setup that he met his freaking father, that like they didn't show much, like only a couple of freaking dialogues, but later on showed like his freaking plight or his freaking struggle later on. Later on when he was like, yeah, accepted to be Moon Knight, right? When they accepted to be Moon Knight, that was going on there. That was like, oh, it's a big ass freaking thing for him. But it was like later on, yeah, it was really good that we was able to like be able to see that from him. They did that with like very few screen time and very few dialogue to be able to like not truly drag us away from what is actually really needed from the main freaking story, which is the struggle of like beating Harrow, right? And let me and when it comes to beating Harrow, the way Harrow was portrayed or the way his motivations were portrayed was like really freaking good, because it was like, why why do you need like people to suffer for them to be able to be judged, or for them to be able to, for justice or like vengeance, like sometimes for justice to be able to like put on upon them, like for those things to be able to be done, like why do you need them to be able to like do it when you have the ability to be able to like really judge them already for their evilness or the evil that they will be bringing into the freaking world? Why even like why even put them to be able to do all these things for them to be able to like have this? It's just like crazy ass freaking conversations when it comes to it, because how do we like, even though they weren't like they didn't like explain how they were able to like explain what are the things that are needs to be weighted, the like the conversation when it comes to a person's conscience or the person's evilness, or how evil is a person based on everything that were like given to us. It's just like it's supposed to be able to, for you to to have a balanced freaking scale, you must be able to be one with yourself, or be able to like understand all the freaking pain and all those freaking things, to have a freaking conscience, right? To have a freaking conscience and to be able to like understand oneself truly in a way, to be able to like really do that the evil that you have done into the world can be explained, or like like you know the bad things and the good things from you what you are doing, right? You know that all those freaking things. So because like when it comes to the judgment of freaking Mark Spector in this situation, it's like Mark like, yeah, we're able to like have a freaking full room of freaking people he killed, and these are like the people he killed serving as freaking serving freaking Khonshu, which is like, why? Like, when you are serving freaking country, you never like thought about like taking a freaking person's life. Like, would be like, especially when it comes to like conscious freaking judgment, they've done things, and they've done things that needed freaking judgment, right? The judgment of freaking Conchu is like they have to do a lot of freaking evil things to be able for them to be killed. Like their kill is already being justified, but he still freaking grieves for them, or somehow doesn't like forget them, or doesn't be able to forgive himself. It's like in a way for able to like a person to be able to understand them and forgive themselves and be able to be one with with one with each other, and it takes a person's other another persona or another separate identity or like mind to be able to like forgive him, to be able to get along and be able to like have a balanced freaking scale, which is kind of crazy. So whatever it is that, like for other people who are like unbalanced freaking scales, whatever it is that's going on towards them, it's just the unbalance is probably having nothing, having like no conscience at all. Like, what is conscience anyways when it comes to this conversation and whatever this entire freaking thing, right? Like, if you're not conscious with yourself, what if a man is like freaking truly evil, has done a lot of freaking things, but understands and knows that whatever it is that it needs to be done, what if they have Machiavellian freaking things, right? The ends justify the means, so whatever it is that I need to be doing will be able for the greater good of everybody else. But somehow, like, we have this Harrow, we have Harrow who is like that, right? Like, somehow his scales aren't freaking balanced when it comes to conversation, when it comes to Ahmed, the scales haven't are not freaking balanced. And what they need to be done, like they need to be able to do all of those freaking things. And he was able to do all those freaking bad freaking things. And so yeah, even the method of freaking, probably like somehow a person's freaking philosophy be able to like forgive themselves and be able to like do all those freaking things is just crazy insane, because like when it comes to Mark Spector, he's somehow innocent. It's just weird to be able to like judge somebody who does killing for a living, and somehow be able to like say that the way they killed, or the way they were able to live with the way they were living is just not their fault too, because they were being used by freaking Conchu, because he was like, he was just, yeah, he was just being blackmailed, or like it's just for the sake of his preservation of his own life, right? That's why he was able to like, he was like forced to be able to serve Conchu. That's freaking crazy. That is just like a weird ass freaking thing for me to be able to say, but it's just like there, right? Anyways, one more thing. Any more things about it? Like ASMR, the glass ASMR, like forever throughout the freaking show. Every time Harrow freaking walks, you can hear the glass. You can hear glass freaking like eating at his freaking feet. That is just freaking the way to be able to be reminded of the always being reminded of the freaking first scene. The way you're always being reminded of the first scene that he was like putting shattered freaking glass on his sandals and be able to walk with shattered glass on his feet. Oh my gosh, I'm even like feeling it right now. That is just harrowing. that that harrow is like freaking good. Anything else? Uh, Egypt stuff. Amet and Khonshu. I don't even know what Khonshu is, but it's a bird. Like the way they design freaking Khonshu too, like having a like freaking bird, like somehow throughout the freaking years, all throughout thousands of freaking years, he did not like keep his freaking form. That is just a bunch of freaking skeletons now. I, what? But if we see the rest of the freaking gods, like what would it be? Like if the rest of the gods have survived there, do they look like Khonshu too, like a bunch of freaking bones then? What makes like Khonshu like be a bunch of freaking bones compared to freaking Ahmed? It's not explored much, but like, hey, there's like a lot of freaking other things that needed to be talked about to be able to like drive the story through. Um, yeah. Uh, Layla, the way it was like Layla was portrayed, I really like that somehow you are married to one freaking person, and yet, yeah, and yet, like the split personalities or like the personalities that were split between his psyche or the way his mind has had been broken enough and develop certain freaking psyches or develop personalities to be able to handle kinds of situations. That was crazy insane because like Stephen Grant was like made to be able to like handle the abuse from her freaking mother. Yeah, to be able to like handle the beatings from from his mother. And yeah. Yet somehow the Stephen Grant freaking personality is the one like it's like oof. Stephen Grant personality is the one like that like somehow be able to like be much more into Layla is the thing. Like they both freaking are into freaking Layla, but somehow when it comes to Stephen Grant, like uh he's been the one who's like really driving into what Layla would like, right? Yeah, that was like good thing to be able to like see that like somehow that is crazy. Like she's still in love with all the personalities that he has developed. Like somehow she's into those personalities. What else was going on when it comes to uh anything else? Hmm. I don't think, man. I don't think I have like anything more to be able to like say because like I'm out of freaking things to say about freaking Moon Knight because everything has been said already. Well, and then further explanation or like further exploration as to Stephen Grant and Mark Spector and Jake Stephen Grant, Mark Spector and Jake Lockley is just Jake Lockley seems like only a freaking soldier towards whatever it is that is needed to be done when it comes to Khonshu. Like someone Mark Spector is the one creating these freaking personalities, or is it like Steven Grant? Like somehow, yeah, it makes you realize like whenever like he's on the job and he needs to kill a shit ton of freaking people, like Steve Jake Lockley takes over and he passes out for the job to be able to be done in like a highly stressful environment, like freaking being a soldier or a mercenary, being under fire of freaking bullets. Like that's a highly stressful situation, and just completely create another personality for it. Like Jake Lockley would be that guy, and someone be able to like develop all those freaking things, and it's just like you pass out, you wake up, and be able to like ask, "Hey, is this you? Like, is this Steven Grant?" There's no way Steven did this, right? Like, it's just crazy. And then comes to like the suit and an actual freaking suit. That's cool. Like one of the coolest freaking things was when Steven Grant was fighting everybody. Like somehow he developed, like he learned to be able to like fight because there are one in mind when it comes to Mark Spector. So they were able to like switch between each other when it's needed. Right? That was so cool. That was so cool when it comes to like fighting them. Moon Knight, like he switches to different freaking weapons and like switches to different freaking suits while you're fighting him. That is so cool to be able to like watch. It's really freaking cool to watch it, and it's like whoa. And like Layla being having like showing those freaking wings, and it was like yeah. Those freaking poses that they do, like somehow when it comes to like fighting, you have to be able to like do crazy ass freaking poses while fighting too. Because I don't know why you need to be able to do those, but somehow you need to be able to do those. You're just like really freaking cool. The coolest one was like it was really cool because Stephen Grant like started off as a freaking loser and then understanding that he has a freaking wife actually, and that he was developed for like like the someone, like somehow the loser persona is the one protecting like Mark's freaking persona. Like the main freaking persona is like the developed this loser kind of freaking guy, but it isn't. That is so freaking. That is just like one of those crazy ass freaking things that you'll be able to like realizations in this freaking like series that I've watched and be able to like holy fuck man. I really like that. I really like how they were able to like do those freaking things because it was like it's like uh it's like they're living in freaking they needs to be they have this kind of relationship when it comes to each other, like somehow when it comes to the physicality of everything else, like Mark is there to be able to like beat a lot of freaking people up, but when it comes to like Mark being beat up, like Stephen Grant is there to be able to like take over and to be able to like do all of these freaking things, like become this freaking cool ass freaking guy who's like a freaking nerd when it comes to Egypt mythology and stuff, and raiding freaking tombs. Like Stephen Grant is there to be able to like raid freaking tombs. Is that it? We won. Oh yeah, there's also like Alexander the Great being Ahmed's like last avatar. That that is really funny. Yeah, there was like Macedonian, and it was like Macedonian when he said this is Macedonian, and it was like, what the fuck is that Alexander the Great? And I was like, it is him. That was freaking funny. No, that was like a freaking stretch when it comes to everything else. But understand the freaking ancient world and then the new freaking world. That's a great freaking way to be able to like discuss this because it was like, where do we put new gods? New gods is like a Jack Kirby freaking thing supposed to be in the freaking Marvels, but like they have like where do we put like Eternals? Where do these freaking ancient gods live in? Like what about the Greek ones? What about the ancient freaking like what about the ancient Asian ones? Or like some other freaking things, right? When it comes to freaking gods in this situation, like it's just a bunch of freaking gods among men now. When it comes to freaking Avengers, we have Black Panther, which is like a freaking sacred protector of freaking past. Like, yeah, past the field of freaking reeds, like someone when it comes to freaking afterlife, the field of freaking reeds, like it's still a freaking African. They're on Bast. Like Bast is like a freaking Egyptian freaking god. And then when it comes to Black Panther, it's a freaking servant of gods. Black Panther was been mentioned a little bit when it comes to the freaking afterlife, like the way they connect freaking things, and it's just like what is the Black Panther's afterlife again? Oh, I forgot about Black Panther. Let me just yap about these freaking things. Now, how did we get to Black Panther? Because Black Panther Afterlife. Yeah. Ancestral plane. The ancestral plane is like something else too when it comes to like when it comes to freaking afterlife in this situation, is it like depends is it depending on what you believe in? Is it what you believe in, or is it like what you're heavily involved with? Because when it comes to Khonshu and like whatever it is, like Mark Spector, I don't think he believes in his afterlife to be in the field of reeds, right? I don't think he believes that would be like his afterlife. Like it's that would become his afterlife because he's like heavily involved with freaking Khonshu and he did a lot of freaking things for freaking Khonshu, and that's where he is. That's like, oh, bro, the way they were able to like the way they were able to tackle freaking psyche and be able to like understand like should you be treated as the same like when it comes to like developing multiple personalities, right? Dissociative identity, other identities that are dissociated towards each other because they're like associated. What do you call an associated identity disorder then? But you have that dissociated identity disorder. What do you have? What do you call like identity disorder that is all associated? They were able to like be able to like live with each other, be able to like all of do all of these freaking things, but like somehow like completely develop different like mental states, right? They don't share the same freaking ego. Like they don't share the same freaking person like as whatever it is that they seems as a person standing on the same freaking thing. They don't share that thing, right? They don't share the same freaking concept of like being able to like be able to like move in the same freaking body. It's something like that. So when it comes probably to associated, it's just like they all know they are all. How do you know that? Developing multiple personalities, like that's when like I have this. Okay, I like these freaking things because it's like crazy freaking talk, right? There's like crazy as there's a heavy conversation when it comes to mental health here, and especially when it comes to persons developing multiple personalities. Isn't it the same? Like what about like developing a different freaking persona when you're meeting somebody or when you're at work and when you're like somehow those freaking things, like somehow for me I try to keep my work life from my friends list, like my high school friends, from my college friends, from my work friends. I would try to keep them away from each other as freaking much as possible because somehow I am a different person when it comes to each and different freaking environments. Like other times I completely develop myself as like somebody else already. I redevelop or you discover yourself, like some things like that. It feels like that. That's the way I was able to like somehow put myself on somebody like I know it's much more crazier when it comes to uh much more crazier when it comes to Mark Spector, like to Moon Knight. To Moon Knight is much more crazier. It's much more crazier because you like your own freaking identity or the way you be able to like see yourself in the freaking world you develop a certain different freaking name. It's not just a different freaking name, it's a different freaking personality. Like somehow accents freaking come out too, which is kind of crazy. You develop like you were able to like learn new languages. Do you know this crazy ass freaking stuff that is like that too? There are like people who woke up from freaking comas and like somehow be able to like understand a full on different language where they never be able to like touch that freaking language ever in their freaking lives. Even when they're in the freaking coma, they never like understood or like said that freaking language, and yet somehow when they wake up, they like speak somehow these languages. They're like crazy as freaking that. What do you call this? Wait, let me just let me just ask ChatGPT. Wait, let's just go to Copilot. I think Copilot would be like much better, right? Oh my god! No thanks. Ah! Ah! Okay. There you can see my email now. Send shit to me. Oh my god. Wait, let me just go somewhere else. Uh, uh, foreign accent syndrome. There's that too. Foreign accent syndrome trauma causes the brain to rewire, altering the muscles involved in speech. Oh, polyglot aphasia. Aphasia. What's aphasia? Suddenly have. Yeah, they suddenly have like all those freaking things. This is crazy as freaking thing, man. Crazy as freaking talk. Anyways, anything else that I need to talk about this? Like, Jake Lockley, like, it's like talking on a completely different freaking language. Yeah. Mark Spector, Steven Grant, ASMR, like the glass, man. The every time it freaking steps, man, like you can feel the freaking glass like going through. That's like one of the craziest freaking like audio sound design that I've like ever heard. What else? Yeah, Moon Knight also developed a certain kind of freaking trend, which is kind of good. There's this Moon Knight trend. Wait, let's just watch a little bit of Moon Knight trend. I know there's this Moon Knight trend that came out. Wait, let me just go to YouTube and like Moon Knight trend editing trend. Whatever symbiote style. No, no, no. Yeah, dissociative identity disorder. That is one of the craziest freaking things because like somehow the first freaking step is to make them aware of each other and be able to like develop this one core personality or like one freaking personality in each one. But like it's just weird. It's just weird because somehow I feel like I share something when it comes to dissociative identity disorder. I have this. I have certain. I sometimes I wake up. Sometimes I wake up and I actually feel like a different freaking person. There are days. There are days that I wake up as a different freaking person that you somehow notice. I notice entirely for myself. There are like certain freaking triggers or certain freaking things that I somehow like, and then I completely forget about it and just wake up like a different freaking. I wake up like a different freaking person. Like sometimes I wake up. There's certain triggers that makes me no longer be a certain kind of freaking person, and there are like certain freaking triggers that brings me back to a certain kind of like that that brings out a certain kind of person from me, which is kind of weird because it sounds freaking normal because people get freaking triggered, right? People get freaking triggered. It entices certain kind of emotion. Supposedly those triggers like be able to like do things for you, but for me it feels like so freaking fast. It feels so freaking fast to be able to like get over my freaking triggers because I develop certain kind of freaking personalities to be able to handle those freaking triggers because I have like those certain triggers that trigger me negatively trigger me are gone, but it added some things towards me too. It added like there are like things that are like, wait, I have to take a call. I'm sorry, I'm making it about me when it comes to and talking about freaking Moon Knight and like making it about me. They're like, do you feel like those freaking times? Then do you feel like you wake up like somehow you wake up like and be able to like say like, I don't know what got into me last night or something like that, right? I don't know what got into me last night, or I don't know what got into me during this freaking time that I be able to like feel like this, and it was like you disassociate yourself because you feel like you couldn't do those freaking kinds of things, so you weren't able to do those freaking kinds of things. Sometimes I feel like that, man. There are like freaking physical things or like mental freaking things that I cannot freaking do. It just takes it just develops like I need to be a certain kind of way. Like I need to be able to like think a certain kind of way and to do a certain kind of things to be able to do certain kinds of things. Like I cannot just there are it's very hard to be able to like say like let's just say liking like somehow I developed a liking for freaking Hollow Life. Right, I watch a lot of freaking Hollow Life, but I don't freaking like them like that. Right, I don't know why. I developed like certain kind of freaking things. Right, like certain I'm watching a certain kind of freaking movie and then I completely this is like my favorite freaking movie at all. I like completely favorite freaking movie, and then the next day, or the next day, or the next time I freaking watch it, like somehow it is like it's my favorite freaking movie. It's my comfort freaking movie. It like gives me all these freaking things, and then I watch it again, and it's no longer there. It's gone. It whatever it is that like making me feel certain kinds of freaking way, like the way wherever it is, it's just gone, and like it's just gone, and like I develop certain kind of freaking things, and then I develop certain kind of freaking things, I develop certain kind of freaking likeness to a certain kinds of freaking things, and then I like a different thing now. I don't know, man. It's just probably normal freaking stuff. Yeah. It's just normal freaking people stuff. It's just not crazy freaking crazy stuff. It's just like that, man. Sometimes I wake up as a different freaking person because it's like, oh yeah, this one. Like, do you remember your favorite freaking food? Like your favorite freaking food finally, your freaking food, your favorite freaking flavor, and then you taste it again, and somehow it disgusts you. You taste it again, and somehow like the next time you freaking bought it, like somehow you freaking smell it and you freaking taste it, and it somehow tastes different. It's like you no longer like it, and Like sometimes even it can even push darts there, but sometimes it is different. But it doesn't feel like why, like it makes you question like why is this my favorite again? Like those freaking things, like it makes you question why this is my favorite again. Why like I'm questioning like why do I like this thing? Because like right now I don't feel like the way I'm supposed to be able to, like I used to be able to feel. All I have is a freaking memory. All I have is like a memory of like freaking things, but like somehow my body doesn't fucking remember those freaking things, like doesn't like freaking like it, like some of the memory that is associated when it comes to certain freaking things as to why I like it and I experience it now. It's just like, what the fuck, why did I even like this kinds of things? There are like things like that is just freaking happening. I don't know if it's like conditioning from like things that I watch, or like things that is it probably the meds freaking doing its work. Like probably it's the meds freaking doing its work. Like somehow I'm feeling dissociated. I'm feeling like being separate away from the. Yeah, Shadow Vortex. I don't do Discord. I don't do Discord. And like I know you're a bot. That's freaking bot freaking message. Like why do they do that? Anyways, thanks for. I have a chat now. It happens like that, man. And then there are like freaking other things that are just like sometimes you get told sometimes yes, there is this freaking word that there's this freaking phrase that people say that things grow on you, right? Like like there are things that grow on you, but does it grow on me like on a freaking day? Or does it grow on me like as I experience it over and over again? Yeah, so I'm supposed to be able to experience it over and over again for it to be able to like grow on me. But for me, for like some things that somehow grow on me like happens in a day. It's so freaking fast, and I don't know what is going on with my freaking mind that it does that. It's so freaking fast, but somehow be able to like there are like other negative freaking triggers that happen too that are just so freaking fast too. It's just weird, man. I don't know. I don't know why I'm like associating myself when it comes to freaking Moon Knight. But Moon Knight like does like give me these freaking things when I'm having these freaking situations like that. Because like if I could develop a freaking persona, if I could develop something or just completely shut my brain off or like completely escape certain kinds of experiences in my freaking life, I would too. Uh yeah, like just completely shut off and like I've like please like for crying like somebody speaking to the freaking universe, somebody fucking else take over because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, like something like that. There are like things like that that is just freaking happening. I have no freaking escape. I don't know what to do, and then like somebody fucking save me from this freaking situation because I just like crazy ass freaking things. There are like crazy ass freaking things like that, and then be able to like understand that those are the things that people do to be able to like develop dissociative identity disorder because it's just freaking weird because sometimes it does develop a certain kind of person. Like someone it comes to a freaking day, like in a freaking night, after a certain freaking night or after a certain freaking talk. It happens a lot when it comes to me after I open up when it comes to somebody else. Like I open up to somebody else and just like I completely regret the decision that I open up to somebody else. And it's just like I'ma just completely turn this freaking thing around and turn into a different freaking person. But what I've opened up already are just my secrets and the things that makes me vulnerable, like, and it's just freaking hard to be able to do that. And then you be able to like completely stonewall like a freaking person and feels like you've lied to them this entire freaking time. It's just weird. Sometimes I do those things a lot. That's why I don't have friends these days. Yeah, nobody freaking watches this freaking things anyway, so might as well be this freaking open, man. Maybe someday in the freaking future where all my assumptions are freaking right and somebody will watch these freaking things. I hope, I don't know. I hope you better understand the way my mind works or how I do things, because it's just like it's it feels like a defense mechanism. It doesn't feel like I purposely try to completely change my personality. It's just, yeah, I have a decision in it too sometimes. And sometimes it feels involuntary. I don't know. I'm just scared of probably intimacy, man, because intimacy like freaking destroys a freaking person. Anyways, those freaking things happen. Yeah, I really like it. It makes me think about these things about me, about myself. Uh, Moon Knight is nice. Moon Knight is a nice freaking movie that makes me think about like what I've done in my freaking past and the things that I have developed. Like it's just kind of like weird. And the only freaking difference is it has a god freaking. I have a contract with a freaking god. How do you call them gods? Like an Egyptian freaking god, right? Oh my goodness, man. This is kind of weird that it's like that. But this is like a great freaking way to be able to like Disney taking chances and actually hitting when it comes to like them like pushing it when it comes to darker freaking things and much more mature themes, and it seems like it's hitting, and it's like they're doing it right. When it comes to freaking Moon Knight, they did it right. They freaking did it right. So they can probably do it with freaking Doomsday. I don't know. It's a freaking Doomsday prep. So let's just talk about freaking Doomsday. I know Oscar Isaac is never gonna play Moon Knight again, so we're probably gonna be able to like see Layla. Uh, Anything else when it comes to Egyptian freaking gods? We have Bast. We have Black Panther to be able to introduce us to other Egyptian freaking gods. Uh, we have Shuri. Shuri probably becoming, instead of the freaking Black Panther, becoming the avatar of freaking Bast, because the entire the heart-shaped herb is freaking gone, but we only have the heart-shaped herbs when it comes to freaking we have like, I forget about Namor. We have over Namor, and we have the we have Namor and other freaking things going on when it comes to Kukulkan's freaking things, and it's nice. Oh my goodness! The only thing I can do, and is the connection to Black Panther. Like the only way I'll be able to like see it like being pushed into the freaking MCU and the big movies. But like Doomsday has a lot of freaking things to be able to like really choose, right? It really needs to pick and choose which freaking fights it's gonna be able to do, which freaking areas that is gonna do most damage about and be able to like affect as much as freaking possible, right? When it comes to doing so, like Black Panther would be like a freaking avenue to be able to like affect, go through freaking Moon Knight freaking stuff, but I don't ever think we're gonna be able to see Moon Knight. So like a lot of freaking things about that, be able to like understand him, probably in like an aspects of like being able to like fight with freaking gods, because that's just freaking Doom, right? Doom is so freaking good. It's like one of those freaking overpowered freaking guys that are just like really overpowered. It's not just like the suit is like both a protection against physical and magic freaking things. Yeah, to be able to like see on the magic freaking aspect, be able to like get affected when it comes to like if it's like there, what is he going to be able to do anyways? Like as a freaking doomsday freaking brat, what's he able to do when it comes to whenever it comes into this situation? If did he come from the future, or did he come from a different freaking dimension? Like a lot of people are like speculating he comes from a different freaking dimension, and then they bring in the Fantastic Four from a different freaking dimension coming into our dimension. That would be cool. I don't know anything about Doomsday. Like I'm completely going in blind. I don't want to like watch the promotions that much, and I don't want to watch leaks. I don't want to watch interviews. I don't want to watch like all of those freaking things because I really want to experience the movie as the movie in itself, and as a fan who just like watch the entire freaking thing and not completely, not do you know when you're so into something? Like, I don't want to do it like that. I don't want to be so into something that my standards become impossible for me to be able to be happy with whatever it is that I'm watching, right? I get so into things that I like my standard for it will be like so freaking high that I won't be able to like enjoy whatever it is, even if it's the greatest freaking movie ever. I won't be able to enjoy it because I'm so into it, and nothing is freaking perfect. And because of that standard of wanting things to be perfect, it's never gonna happen like that. And I want to do that to myself. And plus, I kind of like wanna just be an average freaking fan. You know, I wanna see things as an average freaking fan of the freaking thing. And like I know like a lot of hardcore freaking guys are out there, and they are the freaking like when it comes to freaking passionate freaking fans and wanting to be able to like see and wanting to watch things freaking the way they want it to be, like that would be like freaking cool. I don't know if I am like one of those freaking guys. I'm just probably like a tourist in this situation. I am much more of a tourist. I'm doomsday prepping, but like on a tourist level to the Marvel freaking fandom. Because that's just what I am. Just a fucking tourist. Uh yeah. Never gonna be able to like completely be in depth when it comes to a lot of freaking things because probably a poorest a poor tourist. I'm a poor freaking tourist, and because of my financial freaking burdens, I'm never gonna be able to really be in the fandom and be in the fandom to be really enjoying the fandom, right? Because I'm never gonna be able to like actually buy comic books. Like the freaking budget for like the Marvel freaking comics and like the freaking digital freaking one, it's still way too expensive for me. Yeah, yeah, a poorist. Okay, but I'm trying to like do with everything else that I'm trying to do. So like budget tourist. I'm like a poor tourist, but I'm like really maximizing the value of whatever it is that I'm trying to buy. So if I'm ever gonna buy something, try to maximize the value, whatever it is. Yeah. That's just me being a purist now, and as a doomsday prepper, that would be my doomsday prep. CGI suit, you know, gotta go back to Green Lantern. Like somehow everybody hated the CGI suit when it comes to Green Lantern, and when it comes to Moon Knight, nobody fucking talks about it. Nobody cares about the CGI suit if you have an actually freaking good freaking story when it comes to it. When it comes to it, it's just a good freaking story, and they were able to like forgive all the CGI freaking fuckfest that you are like doing in the fucking movie. Like the thing I hated about it, the CGI fuckfest, like the fucking fight between Ahmet and like the Ahmet and Khonshu in the freaking background. Like, what the fuck is that? Like Ahmet and freaking Khonshu in the background, like while Harrow, Moon Knight, and Leia are like fighting. You know, a freaking Khonshu, man. Anyways, that's about it. Because if they're gonna bring back the X-Men, we're gonna be able to see Apocalypse as Oscar Isaac too, and it's still Egyptian. Imagine, imagine they're bringing back Oscar Isaac, not as freaking Moon Knight, but as Apocalypse. He says he's never gonna play Moon Knight ever again. But how about Apocalypse? Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh. Nah, never mind. Nah, never gonna play Moon Knight again. But how about Apocalypse? Uh, And all right, we're gonna watch movie clips later on. All right, that's about it. That's just what I Shadow Vortex 233. Okay, nice. Uh, yeah, this is gonna be my VTuber model now forever. Uh, oh shit, that's gonna be nice. Anyways, yeah, thank you so much for coming by the stream. This is me. Oh, watching a Moon Knight.